Ah, damn it. Why? Why is that?
Hey!
That is so wrong. God damn it. I'll have to refresh that. Oh. Try that again. Why is that not working? I don't understand. It's odd. Just gonna shake it violently. Do I have to like stop playing? Why won't it stop? Okay, I'm gonna try something else. Game capture. Don't have any other choice. Yes. Oh. Weird. Okay. This should be fine. And so welcome back to Asagao Academy Normal Boost Club. We're gonna continue dating Shane. We're in chapter 3, as you could almost see just now. Yeah, let's continue. Let's read some chat. Mia was MIA. Everyone, the stream is cancelled. No, it's not. Please stay. Nope, I have not. Probably shouldn't. Okay. Ma, do you know how to make crumpets? What are crumpets? I leaned back in a chair and made eye contact. My, who was sitting on her bed.
Really?
Crumpets? Are we expecting a visit from the Queen? Close. They're for Shane. Oh, good idea!
Bingo.
Stereotypically English, a nice sentiment. Maybe that's just what he needs. Yeah, he's been kind of talking about England a lot. I think he misses it more than he lets on. Is that a weird thing to do? Well, maybe, but you're obviously just trying to think of him. No one in their right minds would get mad at that. I nodded. Also, I don't know. I don't know how to make crumpets. Oh, I'll look it up. Thanks. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You're going to make them by yourself? Yeah. Don't you remember what happened last time? Let me come this time. Oh, whoops. Mai jumped off her bed instead of using the ladder. She pointed to the door and handed on her hip, and a hand on her hip. I'm in a baking mood today. I appreciate the help. It could use a second set of eyes. Maybe then I wouldn't mistake soy sauce for vanilla. Okay. Okay, so we have to bring the yeast to life with warm water. I took her finger off the flour-covered cookbook and ran to the sink with a measuring cup. I was whisking together the dry ingredients. Mai had yet to start on the wet. It's already alive. We just have to activate it. Bread is alive? Yes, until you bake it, then the yeast dies, and you're left with fresh bread. Oh. That's so sad. We mix together the milk and the water. Ready to combine?
Uh-huh.
Yep. Glanced over at the cookbook on the countertop. Okay, it says pour it slowly and mix continuously. Oops, slowly. Glanced back at Mai in her arms with it was an empty bowl. The ingredients were drowning. They should still be okay, right? I think so. Let's check the consistency. Did vigorously for a few minutes trying to make up for lost time. Finally it evened out to a similar consistency. Kind of. Soy sauce, vanilla, basically the same. Okay. Looks fine to me. Tilted my head, comparing it to the picture in the book. Yeah, it looks pretty alright. Now we let it rise for an hour. Can't we bake it already? I'm hungry. Why, these aren't for us. I paused. No, Mai should get half of them. She did help me after all. I wish, but we have to yet let the yeast fill it with bubbles or something. Otherwise, you'd be eating tortillas. Tortillas sounds so good right now. Check my watch. 4:30 in the afternoon. In that case, you want to grab something while we wait?
Yay!
Yes, Hana, you're a genius. Britta's murder confirmed. Bread makes you fat. I think kinda does, yeah. Grabbed me by the shoulders and smiled widely. I took a few seconds to write "Do not touch" in capital letters on a sticky note, then placed it on our covered dough. I was about to follow Maya out of the room when I looked back. I had a "please" at the bottom of the note. Anna, let's go! Coming! Shane's ASMR video. I scooped up my backpack and followed the almost fainting Mai out of the door into the cafeteria. When we got back, everything was exactly where we left it. Sadly, so too were our dirty dishes. I uncovered our dough, which was pleasantly plump. I peeked over my shoulder. Ooh, it's like a bald head. I nodded, though I was thinking more along the lines of, well, a butt. Okay. Now we knead it? Bake it? I looked over at the recipe. Divide into equally sized lumps and put them in the oven. Oh, the oven! Since we had to wait for the dough to rise, we didn't bother to preheat the oven. As I set it to the proper temperature, Mai formed balls out of the dough on the table. Soon I joined her. They're so squishy! Mai tickled one like it was a kitten's chin. Then we baked them, and they were flat. Really flat. I identified with them.
Yeah!
Okay, so maybe they're not airy and light, but they still taste pretty good. She shoved a whole crumpet into her mouth, wincing slightly. It's hot. These are kind of just soft crackers. What do we do wrong? Not enough yeast? Not enough resting time? I don't know, Hana, but they're good enough for me. Crumbs spewed across the counter. She spoke. You can have all of them, then. She seemed to like them more than Shane ever would, and that way, it worked out for both of us. Her eyes lit up. Really?
Really?
I'm gonna stay and make another batch. Ooh, I'll help. I smiled. I hoped she would say that. My being there to catch my mistakes made me more confident. So we started again from the beginning this time. I read the instructions exactly as they were written in the book, telling Mai exactly what to do. Okay, so how about we let it rise a second time? One rise created air bubbles, two rise would make twice as many bubbles, right? Yeah, let's do that. We could also let him sit longer. Good idea. I don't want to make him a third time. Gonna be too airy and bubbly. After a few hours checking between studying sessions and meals, we were satisfied with the size of the dough ball.
Yeah!
Let's roll them up! Split the dough in half, one for each of us, and rolled them up again. Once we placed them on the tray and into the oven, I started to clean up. Maya had her head under the table. Are you looking for something? She came back up to look at me, banging her head on the edge of the table. Ah! She frowned, but otherwise had no other reaction, which was fine, because I flinched enough for the both of us. You seen a plastic toy around here? What does it look like? It's a small cat. Ooh, like those itty bitty kitties? George collected those. Wasn't he looking for a rare one? I haven't seen one around, but we can check. No, it's not that important. I'll just come back later. I'm not even sure it's in here. I'm going to check around the school. Want me to help? No, you need to watch the crumpets. I'll be fine.
Bye-bye!
Good luck! I winked and jogged out of the room. Finally, it was time to get my crumpets. I opened up the oven, hands trembling. Heat fogged up my glasses, but when the condensation cleared, I saw pure beauty. They were perfectly shaped, risen and golden brown along the edges. I was ecstatic. I pulled them out, the big goodness wafting into my nose. Wafting? We did it. Through teamwork, we achieved the impossible. Impossible for us, anyways. I set them on the countertop to cool and pulled out my phone to take a picture. Thanks for making them with me, Mai. So pretty. Can't wait to give them to Shane. He was bound to love them. He had to. After they cooled, I put them into a plastic container and sealed it tight. They wouldn't leave my sight until they were in Shane's hands. English crumpets, done light, toasted, and finely buttered. At long last, the time for delivery came. Shane was already sitting down to eat when I entered the cafeteria, too excited to waste time. I crossed directly over to him and plumped my plastic bin in front of him.
Hello.
Hello, Hana.
Hi!
Hi, I hope you're hungry. I opened the bin and pulled out a single buttery crumpet, then unhooked a thermos of tea from my bag. I made you some crumpets. I have black tea with sugar and milk, too. Shane pilled, and I rushed to unwrap the crumpet and show him the unscathed surface. No, don't worry. I followed the instructions to the letter. There's no way I messed anything up. Shane looked less than convinced. He gently took the crumpet from my hand. Maybe he felt bad for making such a big deal out of it last time. Maybe he knew crumpets were so basic it was almost impossible to mess them up. Carefully inspected its surface, butter having cooled and formed a glaze between the cut halves. Never had tea? Interesting. I've never had crumpets. Not bad. It smells pretty good too. Peeled off a chunk and brought it to his lips. Made them yourself, he said. He nodded furiously. He stared inside the crumpet chunk. Glanced at me again, then sighed. Nothing for it. Popped the chunk into his mouth, chewing thoughtfully. It tilted from side to side. I was practically bursting, unable to breathe until I saw his reaction.
Yeah.
Not bad at all, Hana.
Yay!
Yes! I grabbed the other crumpets from the bin, ready to put them all on display. And in that moment, Shane wolfed down the entire rest of the crumpet. Shane's hand flew to his throat. He croaked, then gasped, then started to cough. He stood, his chair knocked to the floor behind him. You never had coffee? Okay. The room fell silent as I realized what was happening. He's choking! What's wrong with that? I don't know. Maybe I've had them and we just didn't call them crumpets. I don't know. He's choking! Somebody help him! I scanned the room, the normal boots table, the hidden block table, but all the faces stared blankly at me. At this rate, Shane was going to die. The purple look. I had to try something. Anything. Feed him more crumpets. Ask someone for help. Give him some tea. Or the Heimlich maneuver. I'm gonna go for the Heimlich maneuver. Can't talk. The Heimlich maneuver. Alright, I can do this. I positioned myself behind Shane, straightened him out, and placed my arms around his stomach like I was giving him a big hug. I had no idea what one was supposed to do. Wasn't it possible to accidentally break someone's ribs doing this? Kind of held my own hand and thrust it into Shane's lower stomach, wincing as I did. 1, 2, 3. Shane grunted and grunted, but it didn't seem I was having any effect. I lifted my hands and tried again. Shane's face slowly losing color. In a panic, I squeezed him as hard as I could, so hard that he almost lifted off the ground. He clawed at my hands, and I immediately let go. I'm sorry, I don't know how to do it! Someone tapped my shoulder. I turned to see Mai, a stern look on her face. Step aside, Hana! I scared away, almost bumping into Satch, unable to do anything but watch. Watch as my best friend saved the life I endangered. I knew exactly what she was doing. She must have been certified for it. He placed her hands carefully on his stomach, adjusted his position, proper angle, pressed in and up. It was like watching an instructional video. It took maybe 10 seconds before a clump of mushy crumpet flew from Shane's mouth and splattered onto the tiles. Something violently green was poking out of it. I knew where Mai's missing figure went. Her itty-bitty kitty's head smiled at me from the mush. Hopefully she didn't want it back. Oh, God. Mai gently rubbed Shane's shoulders as his breathing slowly returned to normal. The room burst into applause. I joined in, moving as if in a dream. It was amazing how far away the situation felt now that it was over. Oh no, I don't like where this is going. Mai, that was amazing! She bowed, a slight blush tinting her face. I mean, I only did what I was trained to do. I'm not that great. He attempted to clear his throat, licking his lips. Thank you, Mai. Throat was hoarse, but he was speaking and breathing again. That was all that mattered. You should stop talking. If your stomach and chest feel okay, we should get you to Mr. McPasta. I wrapped an arm gently around his shoulders, and to my surprise, Shane let her guide him out of the room. Buffering is too real. You keep getting behind. Aw, that sucks. I'm afraid my settings are low as I can get them. Yeah, I can make them lower, but then the quality drops even. It's at 1500, so this should be okay. Not dropping any frames now. I wanted to follow them, but no matter how I tried, I couldn't make my body move. My eyes fell to the floor.
Hey.
That was pretty impressive, Hana. You mean trying to kill him? Of course not!
All right.
You came to his rescue, or at least tried to, when no one else would. Sure, it didn't work, but you did a lot better than any of us did. A suave grin across his face. Beauty and brains. Really something else. Really? I glanced at the other Normal Boots members who were all smiling gently at me. Thanks, everyone! With that, the lunchroom returned to normal, though surely the drama would be discussed for weeks to come. It was alright. That's all that mattered. But how on earth would I make it up to him this time? Guilt followed me like a hunting dog. Shame was built into my everyday routine. I went to class with him, I ate with him, I walked the halls with him. It was painful to see him everywhere. Back off, Jared. Shitty Australian internet. Not anything. Sounds familiar, sadly. It was painful to see him everywhere, especially when I felt so bad. Eventually I started avoiding him. People asked me where I was, I told them I had things to take care of. Besides, I really did have more important things to take care of. I held the right trigger button, forcing blocks to lift from the floor. This is how I liked to begin matches, even in single-player rounds. I liked having more blocks to play with. It helped me get better chains, and honestly, it felt better to look at. As I set up my first combo, I glanced up at my score. It had been 2 minutes, and yet my score was so low. Damn it, I pressed the right mouse button. Even intermediate players know how to focus on score instead of time. Chain popped into my head. As he did, my hand slipped. I covered the wrong block, and my 11 chain combo vanished from view. No! Are you kidding me? Sighed, starting over from scratch. Jared told me to give Shane time to sulk. But would he really forgive me if I just let him wallow?
Hey!
Hey, Hana! How was there ever a bad time to apologize? What if he got mad that I didn't? What if it seemed half-hearted by the time I finally did it? Hana? Caddy tapped my forehead. Caddy, what are you doing here? I could be asking you the same thing. Not gonna eat with the rest of them? He pointed at my phone. I gleamed in his eye. Oh, you know, just practicing. He sighed and took a seat on the bench next to me. There's something on your mind, right? I heard about what was up with Shane. Is it really bothering you this much? Insert stereotypical joke about a show. The game soundtrack is amazing. I'm not sure what I should do. I want to apologize to him, but Jaren said it'd make things worse. I can't help feeling this is the only option I have. Why do you feel like you have to? It doesn't seem to me like you have much to be worried about. Not much to be worried about? He doesn't even look at me anymore. He slumps around completely ignoring me. He even turns his head away. It has to be on purpose. And he lifted his brow at my sudden burst, but didn't seem shaken by it at all. He wafted his hand through the air, as if dispersing the moment from time. Hana, you make it sound like you've been doing nothing but staring at him every waking moment. Does he really give anyone the attention if they aren't talking to him? I haven't seen anyone have a word with him for a good while now. Just as you said, he slumps around dragging his feet barely alive. Yet somehow, he's more productive than ever. He leaned towards me, talking in a slight whisper. Shane's not the kind of person to hide his anger. Even real Shane hates Asagao Shane. If he really has a problem with someone to do what he has to do, He'll do what he has to work it out. I should know. One time the British Student Coalition was split down the middle. It was a nightmare. Fuck, the idea that Shane was angry at me was hard to believe than the fact that Asagao had a secret society reserved specifically for foreign students. And why has he been like this? And why hasn't he told us what's wrong? I wish I knew. For whatever reason, he finds it easier to disappear. No warning, no goodbyes, no anything, just the absence of Shane. Don't take it personally, Hana. Seriously, if he was mad at you, you would know.
Yeah.
Think of it as Shane's super secret seclusion season. There's a reason for it, but that reason is for him, and only him, to know. That's a reference to his Lorne Lanning joke. Legendary, luscious Lorne Lanning. I glanced down at my phone. Small armies dancing across the screen. If this was all true, maybe I really should leave him alone. I leaned over to examine my screen. That game's harder when you're playing against older people, right? Way harder. Anyways, thanks for your help, but why are you out here instead of having lunch with the Hidden Block? You know, I just want some fresh air. I saw you sitting here, no other reason. He chuckled nervously, then stood.
See you later.
Well, it's about time for class. I'll see you around, Hana.
Bye.
Bye, Caddy. See you at the tournament. Caddy turned and screamed at me from the hallway down the walk. You'll regret going against us! I watched Caddy go, still feeling a bit unsettled. Everyone kept saying I shouldn't apologize to Shane. I wasn't so sure. I almost killed him after all. Didn't I at least give it a shot? Yes. A first save. It just said Shane on me again. Ha ha ha, funny joke. I had to find a way to apologize to him. Even if he never wanted to speak to me again, he had to know I was sorry. You did enjoy Shane's best ending though, but yeah, Mimi sucks. Yes, she does. Thought I read when everyone said PBG was fine. He had to. No matter how I tried to approach Shane, he always found an excuse to run away or avoid me. It was almost a week since I nearly killed him, and I couldn't handle it anymore. I had to apologize. That was why I was now writing him a letter. If he wasn't going to talk to me, I would find a way to communicate with him. Fingered the edges of the paper, which were rough and uneven due to the way I haphazardly ripped it out of my notebook. What should I say? Dear Shane. No, Shane was not dear to me. Or he was, but he was not my dear. Shaking my head, I erased and started over. Shane. Thank you. Thank you, Avery Switch, for the donation. Thank you. Aw, thank you so much. Hope we get to Oz soon. 10 euros. Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. Shane. Much better. Do you think Emma is the type of person to apologize immediately after making a mistake? Or would she wait for a good moment? I'm sure she's the type of person to do something nice for a new friend. What, Emma? Nightbot, the crime-solving bot. All the crime-solving I've turned off. It's just there to, like, show links and everything. I'm sure she's the type of person to do something nice for a new friend. Do you want everything to be perfect, but knowing her, she'll mess up? Maybe she'll add too much pepper. You can decide that. And the friend who then the friend would be upset, understandably upset. Because Emma jumps to conclusions, she'll think the friend hates her guts. And then Emma would want to apologize, but because she is a nice girl deep down, it was just a mistake. But if the friend ignores her, how would she even approach them? I'm sure Emma would be confused and upset. She'd try to figure out something she could, and eventually everything would get better, I hope. That Emma and I are similar. What do you think she would do? Yours, Hana. You were making a Simpsons reference. Oh. Okay, I don't know that reference, but it sounds funny. It was so sappy. I couldn't resist doodling a small picture of Emma, filling her hair in with peach colored pencils. I folded it up, then immediately left the room with it. I didn't want to give myself a chance to back down. Even if it was embarrassing, the letter was from my heart. Hopefully Shane would see that. I headed to the boys' dorm, climbing the staircase to the second floor, when suddenly... Hana! What are you doing here? Not here to see Shane, are you? Not here to see Shane, are you? I hid the letter behind my back, face growing hot. I'm just dropping off some stuff. Shane missed class yesterday, and I don't think anyone remembered to give him the homework. Anyways, I'm just gonna drop it off, and I'll be back at the dorm. Sure. We can walk together. I wait for you outside. Can I watch it? Is it not too spoilery? She laughed, lightly skipping past me. See you in a few. I sighed, stepping out onto the third floor landing. It was safe. But why was Mai here? Kind of late. Who did she see? Probably Gerard, I think. Shook my head. Had to concentrate. Shane's door was here. Stopped in front of it, fingers smoothing the folds of the letter. Maybe I shouldn't do it. Or I should at least give it one last look over. The door opened down the hall and I jumped. In one fast motion, I slid the letter underneath Jane's door and sped away down the hall. Whoa, Hana, there you are! Who have you been doing? Nothing spoilery? Okay. Let's see. Funny. Let's go. If you say so. Don't you question Mai's purity. 4 days later, no response. Eventually, I couldn't hold it back. I told Mai.
What a jerk!
Honestly, Hana, it's kind of rude of him to not mention it. You poured your heart and soul into that. You deserve something. Even if it's just like a thanks, or don't do that again. Every day that passed, I grew more worried. Worried that he didn't care. Worried that he didn't get it. But most of all, worried that he would like me less because of it. It made me feel stupid for caring, but I sincerely wanted him to like me. I liked him after all. But then, it's not like you outwardly apologize to him. Boys are more dense than you realize, Hana. Maybe you thought it was literally you giving him an idea for his comic. That would explain why he didn't respond.
I don't know.
I don't know. Shane's smarter than that. Oh. If you say so, but it's been like days. At this point, he won't say anything unless you provoke him. Take control of the situation, Hana. Be the matador. You couldn't see me nod, but I buttoned the last hole in my collar and stood up, confident. Mai always knew how to cheer me up. She pivoted on her heels and spun to face me. A mischievous smile across her cheek. What are you planning? I'm curious. Oh, Here on to completing Gerard's story. Okay. Right now, I'm not sure. I'm still worried about making a fool of myself. This is Shane's route. Yep. Right now, I'm not sure. I'm still worried about making a fool of myself. There's no shame in trying to hide. Trying to hide. No shame in trying to get what you want, Hana. My shoulder bag, completely unaware of her ability to set aflame the passions of my soul. You ready? Yeah, let's go. I almost never saw Shane in the mornings anymore. He always slipped into class seconds before the bell rang. And when I saw him rushing into Poppy that morning, I found myself hesitating.
Hey!
Hey, go on without me. I need to grab something real quick. There's no Shane. Yeah, different sweatshirt completions. I, for some reason, did not register that. I don't know how I did that. Completionist. I need to grab something real quick. Really? But... Sorry. I slipped away after him, following him through the halls. I had to finally talk to him. I couldn't live with this on my mind every hour of every day. Good, Flint. We kept a bit of distance between us, hoping he wouldn't turn around and see me. Would this be easier if I had a disguise? I eyeballed a trash can in the middle of the hall. Shane turned up the staircase ahead of me. I waited a minute before following him up to a heavy door, leading outside to the rooftop. We have a rooftop? I had no idea this place even existed. Even Gerard, of all people, didn't show it to me on the tour. Was it a secret? Were no students meant to know about it? I peeked out the window set inside the door, but all I could make out was the bright turquoise of Shane's normal boots jacket. He was crouched over something. What was he doing? A deep breath and pushed open the door as silently as I could. Shane stood over a box lined with blooming flowers, watering can in hand, watering the plants. A light breeze swept across the rooftop, stirring his hair and the leaves. It looked almost like they were trembling. Takes a complete right turn halfway through. I'm gonna make my flame shits or flame. I don't know. You decide. Suddenly it turns into a COD style FPS. That would be funny. But then basically you do have to, if you were to make that, you'd have to like basically create two separate games in one. That's a lot of. I must have gasped or made some other noise because Shane looked over his shoulder. Hey. Hi, Hana. I'm sorry. Oh, I have seen that. Yeah. That was weird. What if the choices you made ended up deciding the genre you play later? That would be an absurd amount of like programming. Don't bait. Are you gonna? Yes, I get up early anyway. As he turned toward me, his watering can swung with him. Little droplets of water shook, soldering the concrete. Why don't you come and sit? Really? It would be cool, definitely. He stared at me blankly, and I hastily crossed over to a bench and sat down. It wasn't every day Shane was so open, after all. I clasped my hands together, watching Shane water the plants. It was just the two of us and the sky. It didn't feel weird at all. Usually the silence between us made me uncomfortable. I spent all my energy trying to fill it. But this... nice. You weren't ignoring me then. That's a relief. Oh, no, I was. What? Originally, I was just hoping we wouldn't acknowledge it. Then I got this job. What was I supposed to do about your letter? That's funny. I understood what you're trying to do. All I could think of to say was thanks. If you apologize in such a cute way, that would be quite a dick move. I mean, not that. Never mind. I'm not saying anything was quite a dick move too. My default reaction to confusion is nothing. Like how yours is to yell and write me letters. Quite bizarre, Anna. You're so calm right now. So open. It was the easiest conversation we ever had. Emma's friend wouldn't think she messed up on purpose. Emma wouldn't even try to apologize because she did nothing wrong. The only crime was worrying too much. I picked up a pair of clippers and, with almost no ceremony, nipped off a wilting leaf at the stem. First you drown the poor things, then you cut off perfectly healthy leaves? He stopped, looking between the clipped foliage and me. Who hired you to be the gardener? Shane looked sadly down at his main plant. No one else wanted to do it. You can't let them die. Shane. No, I was just joking. But, they're not going to like you after they see what you've done to their friends. Do you want some help? He looked at his plants. They're not bad. They actually look quite healthy. But my mother used to garden. I know a lot of plants because of that. He joined him at the box. He offered me his watering can. Thanks! I crouched low, examining the plant he was just tending. Don't cut off stems. Blech. That was a weird voice, Don't cut off stems that aren't completely dead. They'll perk up eventually with some water and sunlight. For some reason, being near plants made me lower my voice. I was talking to a child or someone who was scared. I didn't want to alarm them. I wanted them to feel safe. Jay nodded, staring hard at the plant. Knowing him, was committing the information to me. Maybe I should come up with you in the mornings. I have to make sure you don't kill the flowers after all. Fair enough, flower queen. Why didn't you tell anyone about this anyways? Birdemic. Why didn't you tell anyone about this anyways? I didn't want to tell the guys. I thought about it. I didn't blame him. They'd never let him live it down. It's really great you're doing this. It's nothing really. I handed the watering can back to Shane. He took it to a dusty little shed in the corner of the roof. Followed him to the door, scanning the garden as I went. Oh, an Asagao flower! Morning glory bloomed in the box next to me. I didn't know they grew here! One of the name of the school. That's right, Asagao Academy, of course. Of course they had them around. It was the first one to show this spring. My mom used to grow morning glories. She loved them. She gardened a lot? She did, when she was still around. Oh, sorry. After she passed away, my dad tried to take care of the flowers. He died too. Oh. She was an amazing gardener, though. People loved her flowers. She loved them like they were her own children. Oh, okay. See you next time. Have a good night. People loved her flowers, and she loved them like they were her own children. Anna means flower. I like to think that's why she named me that, after the things that brought her the most joy. We both stood in silence, watching this single blue flower tremble in the breeze. It'll be great to see them around here. Especially if you're taking such good care of them. I took a deep breath. I accepted my mother's death a long time ago, but I almost never talked about it. I wasn't even sure whether mine knew. They will be great. Your help. This might not be the best time for me to say this, but I've been thinking. He studied the skyline. I turned and joined him, watching the clouds billow over the distant green mountains. About you. On the team, I mean. I know how you've worked to get it better at Dumbadoom's revenge. While you're not where we'd all like you to be, I want you on the team. You do? Yes. That's it? Yes. You're not going to make me jump through any more hoops? Another skills test? Some homework? A list of combo techniques? No more of that. I'm sorry I gave you a hard time. I just wanted to make sure you had the potential. Finally saw it. Thanks. It means a lot that you changed your mind. You know I'll do my best. When you fail, it'll just be more of an I told you so. Shane! He raised his hands up, feigning innocence. Let's go to class before I find a way to blackmail you. Jane and I started meeting up at the rooftop early every morning. In no time, I was caring for the flowers under his gentle guidance. So this is the one, huh? I filled my watering can over the richly purple irises. They remind me of morning glories. He stepped from behind the other flower idols, a large and oddly shaped watering can in his hand. They get the little tipped the watering can. Instead of watering one spot as I expected, the can watered 9. Whoa, that's incredible! Ghana's got to look after his tools too. Siberian irises need tons of water. The smallest difference can change whether something lives or dies. Oh, that should be good. We're running late. Is my accent slowly turning slightly Australian? I checked my phone, realizing for the first time exactly how late we were. We hurried to the first floor, hoping class hadn't started. We would never hear the end of it if we showed up late together, not just from the class, but from Miss Shizuka. We neared the door. John poked his head out. Aww! Was he cooing at us? Female versions of world leaders. What? Caesar and Napoleon. Wow. Silly. Right, if you want to date the girls, you have to exercise. Was he cooing at us? It almost seemed like he was imitating Jacques. Jane narrowed his eyes. What? John slid into the classroom as we approached. Miss Shizuka must have not been in yet. Shane and I walked into the classroom together, so relieved to be on time that we didn't give the action much thought. Right on cue. Ooh! Shane stopped in the doorway, arms crossed.
Really?
Really? Hey, you Sinky. Okay. Gee, you two are together an awful lot lately, don't you think? You could call them a duo. Maybe even a pair. Or a couple. There was something about what they were saying that seemed rehearsed. Shane's glares could have pierced metal. I didn't think the others minded. Come to think of it, I don't think this is a recent development.
See?
I do believe you're correct. This strange togetherness has been going on for a while now, hasn't it? Shane stepped to my side and leaned into my ear. Ignore them. John's eyes glared as he watched Shane pull away. He whistled. Hoo-hoo! Sharing sweet nothings already? Nice, really, that's enough.
Right?
Sorry, Hana, you gotta admit you two have been together an awful lot lately. If people didn't know any better, they might get a few ideas. He had nudged John in the side. All right. John lifted his arms over his head and brought them down slowly, exaggeratedly. The rest of my shoulders dramatic. Hana, in honor of your solving the most difficult of puzzles, had a look at Shane, who balked. We hereby crown you an official puzzle master.
Yay!
Oh, neat. What does that mean? Nothing really. Oh. Inside them, bypassed them on the way to his seat.
Hey.
Might want to stop. Zuka's coming. As we scrambled to our desk, I couldn't help but feel something was off. Might be calling me the puzzle master, but I felt like this puzzle was far from solved.
Shane.
Shane?
Hey.
Yes, Hana? He didn't even look up, so absorbed he was in transplanting a bunch of lilies from one box to another. I realized today that I don't know much about you. He made no move to respond, as expected. Just that I feel like everyone knows more about you than I do. We haven't been friends for that long. Nothing personal.
Well,
Why'd you leave England? You never talk about it. I wanted to. Okay, why did you want to? Time was good. Okay, but why was that? It worked out like that. It worked out like that. Enjoy. Shane! All my attempts to get to know Shane's turned into this kind of verbal dodgeball match. Never mind. He rolled up his sleeves and began to pat down the dirt he laid around the flower. I stood nearby, a watering can in hand. Sorry, Hana, nothing to tell. Much as I could believe Shane led a boring life, I felt like there was more to it. Shane didn't want to tell me he wasn't going to. I shouldn't push it. Especially since he only recently began to trust me. Ready to water? Right! Water? I lifted the pot over the lilies. Steady. Right now, all of Shane's attention was on the planting process. Part of me understood. Lilies had a thing about wilting when you didn't plant them exactly right. Part of me also felt like his focus was incredibly sharp for someone so used to gardening. So, yeah. I finished watering the lilies and Shane examined their leaves. I'm gonna get some fertilizer from the art closet.
Yeah.
Good idea. The art closet was the biggest supply closet in the school. So that was where Shane put his first fertilizer. The art student's frustration. I charged down the staircase and down into the hallway, only to be immediately accosted.
Hey.
Anna! John called me from the hallway down the hall, Jimmy glaring next to him. Help me enlighten Jimmy. This kid here doesn't think Cole is the best character in Steven Galaxy. Woo! That's because Mirror is the best. You see this, Hana? Jim likes the inanimate object. Cole isn't alive. Cole isn't alive either.
Huh.
It was once. I prefer Mirror to Cole, actually. Sorry, John.
What?
What? But Cole has 3 eyes! John was left speechless, completely unable to defend his objectively inferior character. But
Yeah.
good job, Hana. And Armrest is the best character. Whatever. Anyways, where's Shane? Aren't you two usually together right about now? Really? What's this about? I glared at the bottom of them, not deigning to give John the satisfaction of being flustered. I'm going to grab something, that's all. I'm sure that's all it is. John chuckled and I resisted the urge to punch him. Then a thought occurred to me. John was close enough to Shane to make fun of him. You and Shane are good friends, right? Yeah, he's probably one of my best friends. Why? I want to know more about Shane, but obviously if Shane didn't want to tell me, I wasn't supposed to know. Shane didn't seem like he would ever tell me or anyone else. He didn't seem the type to talk about himself. Couldn't I just ask John? That is not smart to do that. No, if he doesn't want to tell you, then no. If you say so. Really, it's fine. I didn't want to pry or be nosy. Shane found out that I knew because John told me. It would be a breach of trust. Not to mention John would probably get in trouble too. That didn't stop me from wanting to know. Okay, Dave. Have a good sleep then. Just ask Shane yourself. I feel like he'd be more open with you than us. Hey. Maybe. I should get going. I was supposed to be right back. Any longer and he'll know something's up.
See ya.
Best of luck, Hana. When I got back to the roof, Shane was waiting near the door, both our bags in his hands. Fertilizer? Ah! I ran into John and Jimmy completely forgot. Let me go back. I pivoted and started back down the stairs, but Shane grabbed the collar of my shirt and pulled me back. Lost is starting. There's always tomorrow. Right. I tried to take my bag from him, but Shane walked right past me. Shane? What? Was he trying to carry my bag for me? Don't you need to lock the door? Right. I put my bag under his arm and locked the door to the roof. Then he headed back down the stairs. Coming? Yeah, right behind you. Shane, sweet when you least expected it. Hold on, my phone. Rooftop. He didn't text me often, or at all. When I got this text from him, I assumed something must be up. In fact, I was worried. I threw on my uniform, then ran to the rooftop. Wind blew hard against the door, and I took all my strength to... He sat alone on the bench, staring wistfully into the skyline. I rushed to his side. Shane, are you okay? He jolted as if woken from a reverie. He stared blankly at me. I'm fine. Oh. Another gust of wind blew through the space between, chilling me down to my bones. I drew my uniform's coat tight around me, mentally cursing this thin fabric. I was sleeping when you texted me. Oh, sorry. He didn't seem to want to say anything else. Finally, I sat next to him. As I did, he scooted an inch away. I sighed, my breath turning into fog in front of me. It's cold out tonight. Yeah. I sat in silence for a few moments. Shane didn't seem cold at all, but then Shane also had his normal boots jacket. Things looked toasty as heck. How was your night? Fine. I nodded slowly. Why did he call me up here? He wasn't giving me anything to work with. Anything specific I can help with? Not really. Oh. Well, that's good. I think. Peeled off, filling with a loose string of my sleeve. I have to cut it off later. Yeah. He's chatting. I get them to stop from making noise. Still up on the rooftop. There was no sound aside from the wind cutting across the edge of the building. Asagao was far enough away from the city and the streets that it was almost like being in another world, an oasis of nature and academia. And you're back. Okay. Now that I thought about it, it was probably intentional. The silence was nice, but it was really freezing out. I wasn't saying anything. I was dying of cold and I was starting to lose my patience. I closed my eyes and took a few deep breaths. I think I'm gonna head back to the dorms. Wanna come with? He shook his head. Alright, well, I'm heading in. I looked meaningfully at him.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, see you in class. I stood, my knees creaking, and I started away. Shane grabbed my hand almost instantly.
No.
You're being rude! What? He never spoke so directly to me, or to anyone, in such an insulting way. I was trying to talk. I didn't experience any of that trying. You weren't saying anything. How is it my fault? How am I the one being rude? I couldn't think of anything to say. Looked away, head dropping onto. It really did seem kind of sad. You don't know me well, right? Maybe I can fix that. Sat back down on closer to Shane. This time he didn't move away. Why didn't you just say so? I'm not good at talking about myself. I could tell.
Well,
I do want to know why you came to Asagao. When I asked, you avoided the question. What about my favorite color? I could tell you that. That's not what I want to know. It's blue. Stared at him. What's yours? Shane, please. I just want to understand you better. I feel like there's something important that you're not telling me. I care about you. So I just want... Build off, not knowing how to complete that sentence. Shane shifted next to me, blush tinting his cheeks. Finally he sighed. I had a girlfriend in England. You did? Her name was Emily. I thought my world revolved around her. Soon I realized it wasn't just mine. It was the center of everything, without even trying. It just happened. It was weird. Good things, bad things. Nothing seemed to be moving unless she was around for it. Not joking, towards the end I started thinking the world generally revolved around her. And I probably sound really stupid. No, you're fine. She would get involved in things with the government. She would get involved in things with the government. I don't know what was going on, but she was like an agent for them or something. That was a boyfriend I got held captive a few times. Oh my god, Shane! It's fine, she always saved me in the end, but... Did you not like her because of it? He scratched his chin. Oh no, I liked her a lot. She was glamorous, outgoing, kind-hearted, beautiful. Everyone gravitated towards her, and I did the same, maybe without realizing. Strange. I don't even remember how we got together. Quite, it almost doesn't make sense. It just happened. She had a real passion for life. He nodded. Maybe a little uncomfortable to hear so much about Emily. Seemed like he liked her a lot. I wasn't the only one who noticed it. A lot of people liked her too. She let them. Hey, Darkheart. My comic was inspired by her, actually. Cleared his throat, turning away to hide the blush on his cheeks. Okay. Oh, one you showed me with Emma? Oh. Emma, of course. You two are alike now that they think about it.
Really?
We are? You both get excited at the drop of a hat. He nodded, finally making eye contact. The first time since they came up. Emily had pink hair too.
What?
What? Not even my mom had pink hair. I've never heard. It isn't common. It's very, very rare. He looked at me expectantly. That's why you were suspicious of me. He nodded, picking at the hem of his jacket. I was worried the pink hair meant you would be similar.
Well...
Sounds ridiculous, but I reached the conclusion, especially after you just happened to get involved with the club. You were the same. I see. And what did you find out? You are. You both have that same magnetic quality. You mean? Emily was kind of selfish. She was used to everything being about her. Came from a rich family, always had friends, always had boys following around. Made her unempathetic. She was always focused on herself because the world has always focused on her. That's what made her dangerous. You, however, are quiet and generous.
Yeah.
You haven't been fed with a silver spoon. I've been wondering whether, because you've struggled, you turned out better. Whether the world still revolved around you, but in a worse way. But in a worse way.
I don't know.
I don't know. But you have a way of making the world work with you to help others, not just for your own benefit. Okay. I was stunned. And had obviously been thinking about this and observing me for a long time. He wasn't comfortable talking about himself. It was obvious from his clipped sentences that fidgeting that this was a hard topic for him. He must have been hurt a lot. It wasn't all bad. While we were together, I realized there was more I could be doing. She helped me realize that, though unintentionally. It was the only way I could escape the situation I was caught up in. Without her, he'd still be there. We broke up. I came here. The art program is much better. I had to find another inspiration for my comic. Okay, have fun with Heroes of the Storm. Swallowed hard. Except for you, homie. Me? Your inspiration? Thanks. I'd never been anything close to an inspiration. If I was being truthful, Shane was the one inspiring me. Jane, mine, the rest of Normal Boots Club were helping me become the person I always wanted to be. Then my mind drifted to the classroom, back when he was drawing my expression. Crumpled up the paper he drew me on. Then why is it that when you draw me, you end up getting frustrated? You threw that last one of me away. I don't like being the one that makes you mad at yourself. Okay, yeah, it seems like the cat. Sorry. It's not your fault. But Shane's face, he seemed truly sincere. Felt like I was interrogating him at this point, but I got this far. What is it then? I don't think I'm doing you justice. This is a difficult choice. I think I should go along with him and say, take as much time as you need. Okay. I'll be your martyr whenever you want me to, and I'll be your inspiration as long as you need. Oh, thanks. Jane looked over at me like a deer in the headlights, ears slightly pink. Of course. I started to speak, then stopped. Suddenly his face darkened. Jane, everything okay? It's nothing. Yeah, I've played Jorah's story. On YouTube. It was really cute. And just like that, we were right back where we started. Don't pry, Hana. Don't pry. You've done enough of that. Alright.
Hey.
Why are you supporting me? I've given you nothing but trouble this entire time. What are you saying? I've been nothing but mean to you. I don't think I deserve. Mom! Pressed my finger to his lips, then flinched away as I felt their softness. I think everyone deserves to be believed in, as long as they're working hard and trying. You've never disappointed me with your drawings. Why would I stop supporting you? But... Hey, Kilia's Pokemon. You didn't believe in me because I gave you no reason to do so. And that's fine. Of course it sucked. It definitely sucked. But he had no reason to trust me, and I wasn't entitled to that trust. This is Asagao Academy. It's a parody on a visual novel / dating sim with the guys. With the guys from Normal Boots and Hidden Block. Awesome. It's really good. Really. Of course it sucked. It definitely sucked. He had no reason to trust me. I wasn't entitled to that trust. But you've impressed me from the beginning with your drawings. To put it another way, I have no reason to support you. I have no reason not to support you.
No.
I feel like you have plenty. Well, I don't. Stuck my tongue out at him, and the serious look vanished from his face. Double my things then. I laughed. It's doubled, happy? I am. Then I strolled through the rooftop garden after the conversation ended. The atmosphere around us lighter than ever before. It seemed like Shane could finally look me in the eye and see me for me. For the first time, the color of my hair was descending between us. He smiled gently down at me as we surveyed our misshapen family of plants. My heart was struck. I wanted to date Shane. Ma, I need your help. Huh? After Shane finally opened up to me, I realized I wanted to be something more. Shane was carrying around some baggage, what with his ex-girlfriend. It seemed like he really cared about her. Maybe he still did. I shook my head roughly. No, it was not the time to be thinking about that. The point was, I wanted to take our relationship to the next level. To do that, I needed help. I've been thinking again about doing something nice for Shane. Something to make up for all the times I almost killed him. I put a hand on her lip. Too late, I realized her. I raised her hackles. You don't have to make up for anything, Hana! Those were accidents. Accidents! Sounds like he is American, but that is just the disguise. I am from the Netherlands, people know that. I mean, yeah, but... I'm not going to help you apologize for something that doesn't need apologizing for. I faltered. But I will help you to do something nice for Shane because you're a good person. Thanks, but actually I wanted to ask him on a date.
What?
You what? Her voice veered into the highest pitches, suddenly transforming into a sonar. I was thinking of taking him on a picnic. Picnics are good dates, right? Probably. I want to go on a picnic with Mia. Definitely. Are you kidding me? Picnics are the cutest thing. I watched this rom-com with Mimi last year, and the dude accidentally cheated on his wife with this other lady. And he was like, please, baby, come on this picnic with me to right all my wrongs. And she was like, no, how dare you ask me that? And then they broke up. But I didn't cheat on Shane.
Yeah!
Exactly, so then it will work out. There's no one in this world that would be angry after a good picnic. You like my Greek? I'm not gonna do any more Greek. I said Mia. Yes, I said Mia. There's no one in this world that could be angry after a good picnic. Except for that lady in the movie. Yes, alright, Hannah. Except for that lady in the movie. But that's like 1 out of probably a billion picnics. I feel like there have been a billion picnics in the world. I didn't know you were close with Mimi either. Yeah, well, at one point. That's not important. Think it's a good idea, though? You think it's a good idea, though? I'm not sure he's the picnic type. I scoffed. Everyone's the picnic type at a picnic. He wrapped an arm around my shoulder, gesturing to the wide horizons in the front of us. Reality was a blank wall, but to my was an endless plain of flowing grains and purple mountains. Pick the sunniest day next week and nothing can go wrong.
Well...
That's the thing though, I've never been on a picnic before, and I'm terrified I mess it up. Just like all the other times. I put a hand to her chin.
Wow.
Where's the DLC to date, Flint? you gotta ask Kara for that. You do have a knack for screwing up. If you want to date Flynn, you just gotta date PPG and Gerard, because my personality is, like, a bit from both of those, kind of. It's so strange, you've been so capable in almost every other route. Why is it just this one that your route? What?
Bingo.
Anyways, have no fear, Mai's here to help you. Nightbot is not a big fan of caps, but Nightbot is not here to, like, purge people for doing stupid stuff. It's just for links and stuff. Some candles, drinks, music for the atmosphere? Wait, really?
No!
No, of course not! I mean, unless you're ready for that kind of picnic. Really, all you need is food and a blanket, pretty much. Food? I had to make more crumpets, but I had to make more crumpets for Shane to choke on? Oh right, grocery stores exist. I pulled my phone out of my pocket and opened the weather app. A me exclusive. Sorry. I pulled my phone out of my pocket and opened up the weather app. Sunny, sunny, sunny for the next 2 weeks, not a speck of rain. It wasn't as warm as it could be, but at least there was no rain.
Yeah.
Great! This is going to be really fun. I'm excited now.
Yahoo!
Are you? That's wonderful! Oh. Huh. I'm not polyamorous, so... Are you? That's wonderful! Can you help me pack? I have to go practice, or I would, and I'll be back later to help you, alright? Right! Yeah, that's your real. I waved and sprinted down the hall, and I set off for the dorm, heart soaring. Hope was the thing with feathers, after all. Maybe Shane and I finally had a chance to have a good time. A few hours later, I was poring over my list for the picnic, a pile of miscellaneous objects in front of me. I had to prioritize economy. We'd be taking the basket across the field, and I didn't want it to be too heavy. My name is Raimi. But Flint is in my last name. That's why. Prioritize economy. We'd be taking the basket across the field, and I didn't want it to be too heavy. But I didn't want to miss anything either. My last few attempts to do something nice for Shane backfired horribly. I was not going to let this go wrong. No, it's fine, Jared. Hana definitely won't mind. Huh? Jared. Great guy in the US, so we have nothing to worry about. Okay. Your first name is a mystery. I'm pretty sure it's not Achilles. You seem busy. Oh no, don't mind me, I'm just... packing. Did Jared know anything about me and Shane? Did Mike tell him, or did he agree with the other guys that we must secretly like each other? Even though I was currently preparing to ask Shane on a date, I didn't necessarily want Jared to know about my feelings. Focus on the basket. 2 midgets in a coat. Focus on the basket, dropping in a bottle of hand sanitizer. Not Achilles, it's actually Achilles. Cyprus. You told me. Even though I was currently preparing to ask Shane on a date, I didn't necessarily want Jared to know about my feelings. Focused on the basket, dropping. Oh shit, I said this already. Jared's gonna hang out in here for a bit. I really don't have to, though. I can find somewhere else to be. Jared stood in the doorway, watching me eagerly. I wasn't sure whether he wanted me to let him in or try to keep him out. No, it's fine, really. Oh, great. Jared shuffled into the room, my bouncing in after him. What's going on, though?
Well...
Satch is making an invention for the tournament, and it's kind of exploded. Everyone is fine. He just didn't want me around. I'm kind of surprised you're not helping him clean up. Seems like something you would do. Jared tossed his hair, a small grin on his face. Oh, I definitely tried. Satch told me my delicate fingers were better to put to use serving the longing maidens of this school. Did he now? Plus, I don't know where all the gizmos go. He said I'd probably break it if I tried to help. That, I believe. Stay here as long as you like. I climbed up to her bed, winking at me as she passed. How on earth did she finagle for this to happen? She wasn't waiting outside his dorm for this, was she? Hana? What are you doing here? Yeah, she wasn't. Was she? Or Jared tiptoed around my pile on the floor and sat in Mai's desk chair.
Hey.
Everyone would say Greece. Yeah. Because Cyprus is south to Turkey, so I didn't even know they spoke like Greek in Cyprus first. So Hana, you know the fashion show, right? I told you about that, didn't I? Of course, but if you hadn't, I would never have come. I mean, maybe you should have put up posters or something. Seems like it would have been a good idea. He laughed. The fight he and Paul had at the beginning of the year was apparently water under the bridge. I almost didn't remember that it happened. They didn't hold it against each other or anything. I knew that was how disagreements were supposed to work. But that didn't mean I wasn't amazed when it actually happened that way. This game looks like shit mobile apps taking a crap, mothering each other with it, and one guy deciding to draw with poo and blood. It's not take it there. This is not a mobile game and it's completely free, so. You'll come, won't you? There's no way I'll feel comfortable on stage without my beloved nymph's eyes on me. Beloved nymphs? Was he talking about me? Yeah, of course I'll come.
Nice.
Great! You two can go together. Nice. Okay. Free doesn't change the thing. It changed quite a bit because mobile games are infamous for being free to play and like charging for stupid stuff. Jared beamed from me to Mai, and suddenly I realized he probably wanted me there for more than just my presence. Mai crawled to the edge of her bed, peeking over the railing at me. So, what are you doing? Oh, you know, just packing for the picnic. Ooh, your date? I glanced quickly at Jared, who seemed suddenly very interested in what was happening. Have you asked him yet? I'm sure she... Mai! Could you double check that I have everything? Just looks, okay.
What?
Wait, haven't you asked him? No, I like to be prepared. I rolled her eyes. Understatement of the year. Is there a list then? Right here. Ah! I hadn't heard my list, and Mai flipped off the top of her bed, nearly smacking Jared in the face. The regret was palpable. Don't worry, Jared, it's only for a little while. You can pull through.
Perfection.
Looks good to me! He handed the list back to me almost immediately. Did she even bother looking? I was trying to change the subject, but I did sincerely want her to check things over. What if she missed something? Ask her to double check. Actually, can you check again, maybe a little bit more thoroughly? The main artist was PBG's wife, correct. I really don't want to mess this one up. First time not good enough? She said it jokingly, but I could tell she was a little irritated. I wasn't very good at hiding her true feelings. I darted a glance at Jared. Well, if you don't want to... No, of course I'll check again. I was a little fast. I doubled over again, this time taking everything out of the basket and putting it back one by one. Not really in the same place, but who was keeping track? Okay.
Bingo.
Everything is here. You did a good job, so don't worry too much about it. Just think about how you're going to ask him. That's the bigger challenge here. I'm really glad you're here to help me out. I'm kind of panicking. I've never been on a real date before. What about the flower festival? Right, flower festival. I wasn't quite sure they counted, but...
I'll support you.
Well, no worries. We're your friends after all. You can always ask us for help. Jared's cell phone went off, and he grasped at it like liquor of life. Oh, it's Satch! He says it's all done. Thank you so much for your gracious stay, ladies, but I must be on my way. Okay, so... But Jared, don't you want to stay? I'm gonna take a quick look. Extra steam picker. How far are we with Shane? Oh, we're at the end. Nice. Hero's already out the door. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. You have a date to prepare for. Right, if you say so. Maya and Jared, it didn't seem like they would ever date, but I hope that one day they could at least be friends. And now, the next chapter is going to start. So I'm going to save here. I'm going to take a quick break. Well, probably going to take a little while. But I'll see you guys in a bit.